What's up, everybody? Today we are doing the wild card around the playoffs predictions. And first off, we're starting with the AFC side, and we have Bills versus Steelers, which is the number 2 seed versus the number 7 seed, which is how they do the playoffs. It's the highest versus the lowest seed. I used to think that was kind of stupid, but I get the idea after watching multiple playoffs. I've seen lower seeds beat higher seeds constantly. It's because when I was younger, I always thought higher seed meant they were going to win, but it means absolutely nothing. Because they can play like really good during the regular season and then terrible in the postseason. So being a higher seed is nice. It makes you look scarier, but it doesn't necessarily help you in any way, as that is a nice touchdown there. 69-yard touchdown. Doesn't get much better than that. Well, Buffalo on the board here first. This is in Buffalo, and it is snowing because the higher seed gets home advantage. I guess that's the only real advantage they get. The Ravens and the 49ers don't even play the wild card. They play in the divisional. They got the bye week, which is why everyone really wants the number 1 seed, because you get the bye week, which is really good in my opinion, because you get to rest your players and you don't have to worry about anyone getting injured, and anyone that is injured has a better chance of coming back. So the bye week is incredibly useful. And the Ravens and the 49ers got it this year. If you ask me who got it last year, I have no clue. I think the Steelers got it last year. Ironically. A lot can change in a year. Pittsburgh got a touchdown now, so it's a tie game here in the first quarter. Buffalo going to have plenty of time to answer. I'm 100% sure they will. And after this one, we're going to do Chiefs versus Dolphins, which is crazy because it feels like forever since I've seen the Dolphins in the playoffs. And also feels like forever since the Chiefs struggled to get in. I mean, they still got the higher seed than the Dolphins, so they get home advantage still. And no matter who they go against next, if they win, they will have home advantage. Ooh, interception. Pulled it right down. I wanted to get it over top of him. I didn't place it right, but I thought if I threw it any farther, it would be an interception by another person. So now Pittsburgh has its chance to steal the lead here. See if they can make it happen. Okay, well, there's a broken tackle. That definitely helps. And another one, and then finally the third tackler gets him down. Definitely looks like they could get a touchdown here. Of course, they do start with the ball at half, and after watching them play against the Ravens, I think it is 100% possible that they could beat the Bills. Because the Bills are not as good of a team. That is obvious. And the Steelers beat the Ravens. I mean, it surprised me. The Ravens looked like they could be the best team you've ever seen in the last game against the 49ers. And then against the Steelers, they looked just mid. They didn't look that good at all. And I think all the wildcard rounds are on Saturday and Sunday. I think all of them are on those days. I think it's like 3 Saturday, 3 Sunday. So it's a split deal, whatever. Alright, got it over the linebacker that time. But I don't know when all the games are. I didn't actually look. I know a majority of them are probably Sunday, if not all of them. They're probably all on Sunday. I don't remember. I didn't look. I saw one and it said Sunday, but I don't remember who it was. It was probably like the Bills and Steelers or Cowboys and Packers or something like that. Which also, here's a funny stat line that I have recently discovered. The Cowboys have had the same record for the past 3 years, and for the previous 2 years, they have lost to the same team, the 49ers. But Bills here tie it up. That means the Steelers now have 30 seconds to answer and take a lead. It's going to be difficult, but not impossible. And if all they really got to do is kick a field goal, and that's kind of it. They just almost guarantee a win that way. The only thing is their quarterback's not the most accurate, so I got to kind of aim ahead of where people actually are. Or really far behind them, I meant. Yeah, it's probably not going to happen. I'd say my best chance is to probably try and hit this receiver here and take an interception if it happens. And it is an interception. Yeah, I just had to take the risk because there's no way I was getting a field goal. I would need him to catch it, break a tackle, and then I'd have to get around a few defenders on the way and go like 60 yards. So that would be a very incredibly difficult return or way to get points. But it was the only way to get points. There just wasn't enough time to get into field goal range. Alright, there we go. Find a lane. I wanted to get around them. Couldn't quite do it. Comment down below who you think's going to win this game. I think the Steelers might actually have a chance here. I'm not a big fan of either of these teams. Mostly because they're not my team. It makes a lot of sense if you say it that way. Ooh, I didn't mean to throw that, but it actually hit exactly who I wanted to hit, just a little early. I'm fine with that. As long as I don't throw an interception, I think I'm fine. 4th down. Now I got a situation here. Do I go for it? I'm on my own half. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to risk it. Because if I get this, it's game over. If I don't, it's just well, not game over, but it makes the game in my favor, and there's not much to lose. The only thing I lose is the advantage, but the game's tied, so it's like Buffalo scores. You can take your time, score 2 points, still win just as easily if you go here, touchdown, and win, and force them to go for the 2 point. Either way, just one team has to hit a 2 point, and that's really the only difficult thing. Unless if Buffalo can, of course, stop Pitt twice, or Pitt can stop Buffalo again. So, I don't know. It's possible. I mean, if you know the star ratings, which I do, because, well, I set up the game, so, that's gonna be not a perfectly placed pass. Somehow he still came up with it and got 16 yards out of it. I wanted to lead that a little farther away, but the impending sack made me panic, and I moved my mouse away from where I wanted it to be. Alright, now Steelers on the board. I lose the entirety of the fourth quarter for Buffalo to answer. Now if I were Buffalo, I'd take my time, make a nice slow drive, and then score 2 point. And then that's game. And if you don't get the 2 point, then it's not game. But either way, I think it's worth the risk. I'm sure a lot of people would agree with me. And there's probably a ton of people that would absolutely think I'm crazy. Okay, well, their blitz is crazy there. Had nowhere to run. Quite literally. The blitz was in the backfield before I could get the running back to the line. Alright, well, that took them forever to tackle him. Drained almost an entirety of a minute. Sorry, I realized I wasn't talking. I'll leave that in though, because it's a pretty crucial play here late in the game. Nice. 14 yards. Drained another 30-ish seconds. Try another run. I just need him to break 1 or 2 tackles. There we go. Drained 20-ish seconds. I'm fine with that. This comeback should be a good place to throw this. Nice. Caught. Inside. I'm gonna just dive. Just take the first down. I didn't need it, but I'd prefer it that way. I'm gonna run this. Juke around that guy. Do it again. 4-yard pickup. That makes the timer under a minute. Right now it's going exactly the way I would want it to go, which is a good thing, because I want it to go the way I want it to go, which is kind of obvious. I'm going to call a timeout here. Now I'm on the 20, or a little behind it. I don't think it much matters either way. I'm pretty much where I need to be, and there's not enough time for Pittsburgh to answer, so all I need to do is get a touchdown, and it's pretty much game over, pending a 2-point conversion. 4 seconds, no time for Pitt to answer unless they can get a kick return touchdown, which, if they did that, they earned the win. I'm not even going to deny it, because I've never got a kick return touchdown. So if I got one with Pitt to win the game, they deserve it. Because that is incredibly difficult. And they got 4 seconds here. I think their best chance is on a return. And I'm going to have to return it. There isn't no point in going down because then it's just a longer drive. And we know we couldn't even do a drive from the 25 in a little over 30 seconds. So there you go. There's your game. Buffalo beat the Steelers. And now we move on to Chiefs and Dolphins. And it will be a Chiefs home game. Alright, now we have the Chiefs and the Dolphins. It is a Chiefs home game, so this is in Kansas City. At least it's not in Miami because it would have snowed for some reason. Every time I do these exhibition matches and we go to Miami or Tampa Bay or somewhere in Florida, the game just decides it should be snowing, which is like almost never gonna happen. That's just like a guarantee. If you see snow in Florida, I would recommend leaving because there isn't a point to go to Florida if it's snowing. In my opinion, the only reason you go to Florida is to get away from snow if you live in colder areas. Which also, I know plenty of people that lived in Florida that moved to snowy areas to get away from the warmer weather, which I thought was insane. That 74-yard touchdown by Kansas City to start off the game. I think this will be the most interesting game of the playoffs, first round at least. Mostly because this is just a matchup that was, I mean, the Dolphins lost the last one, but the Chiefs had kind of spiraled downhill since that time. And that's a rarity in the NFL that a team is worse during the playoffs, but the Chiefs look like they might be. It doesn't look like their year. But anyways, pretty much what I'm getting at is the Chiefs are a worse team than the last time they met the Dolphins. And the Dolphins have only gotten better. I mean, you could say they arguably have gotten worse because they lost to Buffalo, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think they have. I think the Dolphins just have improved and kind of took a step back for the final week, which I don't know if they played starters or not. They might not have even had starters on the field because they were guaranteed a playoff spot, win or lose, against the Bills there. So maybe, just maybe, they didn't even play starters. And I think it was still a pretty close game against the Bills. The Bills won off of a pretty lucky pass. I keep seeing things where people are like, this was a great pass. It wasn't even what he was intending to do. It got bounced off of someone's hand or head or something and went straight up into the air, and the receiver just happened to be there and made a great catch. It wasn't a great pass. It was a great catch. And if it was a pass, I apologize because that was a great pass if it was a pass. But it 100% looked like it bounced off someone's head. So I think the Bills got lucky in that game, which doesn't surprise me. And the Dolphins just got unlucky, as the Chiefs are going to have another long touchdown here. This one's going to be 55 yards. Only about 19 less than the last long touchdown. The Dolphins are owning possession of the ball time. It's just because I think Kansas City's had the ball for like around a minute of possession, and they have a higher score than Miami, so I don't know. If you own the ball, if you have the ball for longer, you can control the game. But if you can't score at will, you're not necessarily controlling the game, in my opinion. And tight end caught it. Nice. Alright, let's get rid of some people on my way to the end zone. Okay, well, it wouldn't even let me move. I was clicking the button. Just didn't whatsoever move. And it didn't move again. Okay. Well, that was 56 yards there, so that was longer than the Chiefs' touchdown, but just had to put more behind it because it was a longer return. Alright, well, this should be a touchdown. 19-yard touchdown. That's funny, that was the difference between the Chiefs' last touchdown. This is turned into a who can score quicker bowl or game. I don't know, a playoff round. I said bowl because I was thinking of college football. All the bowl games. It's confusing. I wonder if there's one called the Salad Bowl. There probably is. It wouldn't surprise me. You got like the Honey Bowl, the Texas Bowl, a lot of crazy bowl names. But it doesn't surprise me. It's college football after all. 49 yards. Nice. Alright. Kansas City looks like they could score pretty quick here again. I think the running back's probably the best option. Alright, just go around some people. 15-yard pickup. Call a timeout. Of course, I don't need a touchdown here. Kansas City can 100% just take a field goal and be fine, but I got time to attempt a touchdown, and I'm going to get the touchdown. Now Miami either going to have a touchback and a one-play touchdown, not impossible, or they're going to have to get a kick return touchdown. So it really just determines where is this football on the kick return. Are they going to have to return it, or can they just kneel it? Okay, so they're going to have to return it. If I can get to the 25 and still have time on the clock, which I can't. I couldn't even get to the 20 with time on the clock. Okay, well, that's your first half. Miami starts with the ball, so not insanely difficult for them to come out on top. It's just more difficult. I mean, the way this game has been, this could go either way. Just one mistake and the game could go the other way. I mean, that's football for you. Make one mistake and the other team could 100% capitalize on it. Or they can make a mistake of their own and keep the game even. I've seen that plenty of times. Where a team will get an interception. Oh, that was just a terrible pass on my part. Luckily, no interception. I don't even know where that pass was going. I was trying to hit the crosser here, and I just threw it too far ahead. She's breaking quite a few tackles there. 24-yard pickup, that's not terrible. I got us past the 50, so in field goal range, but well, in area where it will allow you to kick a field goal, I should say. That might be too far. Dang it. That sucks. Tight ends who I'm looking at. Tight ends who's going to get it. Break a tackle or don't. 14 yards is fine. Take your time, Miami. Doesn't matter to me. Of course, I am the one playing as Miami, but I'm also playing as Kansas City, so I guess take your time. Either team, I don't care. Whatever pace I can get going and still score a touchdown is the pace I'm going to go with that team. Of course, I will adjust it if you only need a field goal. I will try and get in field goal range as quick as possible. Otherwise, no change of pace is needed. As Miami ties it up here in the end of the third quarter. And Kansas City now with the football. This will be returned, it looks like. Or not. Okay, well, either way, I'm fine. Doesn't bother me. I'm looking for this flag route here. Alright, perfect pass. Didn't even have to wait for him to catch it. It was perfectly placed. And juke. And juke. Oh, a little late on the, or early on the second one. Dang it. I don't even know if anyone's going to watch this. Anyway, since we're already on the second game, if you've made it this far and enjoying the video so far, might as well hit that like button and that subscribe button, hit that little bell so you know when I upload a video and what the video is. Because if you watch the first game and you're still here, you might as well, because I do stuff like this pretty much for every game. I'll do it for the second round, the divisional, and the divisional, the what's the word I'm looking for? Divisional and championship round. I couldn't think of that. And I also do the Super Bowl. I don't know why I can't remember the name of that. Kansas City now got a 7-point lead. Wasn't even paying attention. I was just on autopilot there playing. I have no clue what happened. I was too busy trying to remember what the name of the playoff round was. It was the divisional round, and then it's the championship, and then Super Bowl. Which, if you had to ask me, I think it's going to be 49ers and either Dolphins, Ravens, it could be Steelers, doubt the Steelers, or it could be Texans, or Browns. It could really be any of them. I just think 49ers have dominated every team on the NFC, really. The only team they really lost to that was not on a cold streak was the Ravens. And they're not on the NFC, so they ain't got nothing to worry about. Until, of course, if the Ravens make the Super Bowl. It's just AFC has been a bit closer in the Super Bowl competition, in my opinion. It'd be insane if the Texans made it. He'd be the first rookie quarterback to make it, I think. Or I think there might have been a rookie quarterback who's made it. I just don't think there's a rookie quarterback who's won it. I know for a fact there hasn't been a rookie quarterback to win a Super Bowl. I don't know about making the Super Bowl. Miami needs a touchdown here. They got 20 seconds to do so. I'm going to dive, call timeout. That'll give me about 8 yards to work with. I need a touchdown on this play. I'm going to change the play. That's a good play. I'm going to hit the comeback route, because I know I can get that one to go. I said that and then almost didn't get it to go. I sounded a bit too confident for that. And I'm going to go for a 2-point. And the running back should get open, and he's getting locked out of play, so I gotta find a receiver. I did. 2-point conversion. Dolphins win. That's not impossible. Well, there's your record. Now we gotta move on to Texans versus the Browns. Alright, now we have the Texans versus the Browns, which this is in Houston, Texas, and it is snowing. Not impossible. That is very likely. Texas is one of the states with the biggest temperature fluctuations of all things, because it could be 90 degrees and then snow blizzard the next day. Kind of insane if you ask me. I mean, not really. It's kind of the same in Kentucky where I live. My voice gave out. No, but the weather's very similar here in Kentucky. It could snow in spring or at the end of summer. And I'm not saying that because it could happen, hasn't happened. No, it has happened. It has snowed in the middle of spring before. We've also gone I think that year we went the entire winter and fall without a single bit of snow. The first snow was on the first day of spring that year. It was kind of crazy. Never seen snow in spring until that year. Only in Kentucky. It's kind of the way with weather in Kentucky. Everyone just kind of has a feel about it. Because in Kentucky, the Weather Channel could tell you one thing and be completely wrong. They'll tell you in the morning like it'll be 80 degrees and sunny, and it'll be raining and 52. You just gotta know. So I think everyone in Kentucky almost has like a sixth sense. They're able to sense the weather. It's like, it's like you walk outside and you're like, it's gonna rain later. I don't know if anyone else has that, but like I could walk outside and feel whether it's gonna rain or snow before it happens. Like an hour or so before it happens, I can tell you if it's gonna rain or snow. I ain't gotta look at anything. I can just feel it. Like just something about the air. I don't know. Could have my eyes closed, my nose clamped shut, and I just gotta take a good old deep breath, and I could tell you exactly what's gonna happen in an hour. Never trust the weather in Kentucky. Trust your instincts. Sound like a crazy person, probably. The only reason you trust them is if the weather's been predicted for the next hour, because That's about as accurate as I can get up to, is predicting the next hour. Anyways, no one wants to hear about weather. We're here to talk about football. I think the Texans have a serious chance at winning this. The Browns have a better defensive front, though, with Myles Garrett. They are without Nick Chubb, though. I don't know if he'll be back for the playoffs. I think he's out for the season, though. It wouldn't surprise me. He tore something, I'm pretty sure. Kind of difficult to tear something and be back within the same year. Possible, but he'd be more likely to get injured. But I guess that's a personal choice for him, whether he wants to come back or not. But they do have Myles Garrett, who is incredibly good. Probably one of the best edge rushers in the league today. You can't get much better than him. Of course, I would say J.J. Watt was probably better than him, but he's retired now. Which I also thought J.J. Watt had a lot more prime time left in him. Like, he could have been in his prime for so much longer. It's just he had medical issues, which I don't blame him. If I had kids, I wouldn't want to die playing a sport for money. I'd prefer to live and spend time with my family. But then again, I value things over money. Quite a few things over money, actually. Money's important to me. It's very important to me. It's just probably very low on the important list. Of the very important list, I should say. No, but he had heart problems and had to get his heart put back in rhythm, and he retired after that season. Mostly because he had a chance to die if it happened again, and if I remember, he has a daughter or son. To be honest, I probably would have done the same thing. I'm not willing to die for a sport if I had a kid. I mean, it's simple as that. Do I go for the touchdown here? I'm going to try it. If I don't see anything, I'm going to just throw this away. Well, too late. I got to go for it. Die for it. There we go. Touchdown. Doesn't matter. Got it. Houston will start with the football, but I think this game can go either way, really. I like both of these teams, really. I can't really say I hate them now. I'm not a fan of the Steelers or the Bills just because, I don't know, I just don't like them. I don't really have a reason for it. I just don't like them. I ain't gotta have a reason for it. No, but Texans, they're an underdog team. I like an underdog story. So are the Browns. But an underdog story is always a good story. Because that means in like 10 years, someone's going to make a movie about it. And make it completely wrong. And be like, well, they won the Super Bowl that year. When in reality, they barely won the Super Bowl. Barely made it. Got in by a nose hair. And all because the other team's quarterback got injured, but they'll be like, oh, the team played super well. They came back at halftime, 50 points. And yeah, That's just how all historical movies are. They make everything 10 times more dramatic than it really was for cinematic purposes. I almost said purposes. I don't know what a purpose is. No, but for cinematic purposes, they make everything 10 times more dramatic than it really was. Which I really think ruins the point of a true story. If it's a true story, don't make it more dramatic than it was. If it was dramatic enough for you to make a story about it without making it dramatic, I'm sure there are plenty of people that would love to know the real story and not the made up one that you're making to make it look better. Which most of the time it doesn't really make it look better, it looks worse in my opinion. And I'm not a big documentary person. I just don't like people faking true stories. Because what's the point? If it's a true story and you're gonna make up details, then it's no longer a true story. It's an entirely new one. I don't know. I'm really big on movies. And I like living through what they're living through. I like to feel the emotions of the characters. I think that's a big part of cinema, is knowing what you like and getting not necessarily emotionally attached, but trying to put yourself in the other person's shoes is the biggest part of a movie. And well, if your entire goal with a movie is to make it more dramatic and more unrealistic when it's based on a true story, you can't truly live through the main character. You're living through a made up person, not the same person. You get what I'm saying? Which of course they're not going to get every single detail right. I get that. Like, no one's going to be able to go and know exactly what the head coach was thinking or exactly what he said, because that's overthrown. That might be an interception. It is. No, but no one really knows what anyone's going to think or what they're going to do before they do it. And well, a thought process could be made up in a post-game interview. A post-game interview. I've seen that multiple times where like the mic'd up and the interview look completely different. It'll be like, in the mic'd up, it'll be a player being like, we should try this, and the coach is like, sure, it's our only chance. And the coach is like, in the post-game interview, they're like, what was the best play in the playbook to use at the time? Which is not entirely true, because he didn't think it was a suggestion. But you get what I'm saying. Like, you can't make it 100% accurate. You can't live 100% what they did. But that's the point of cinema, is to try and help you live through what other people lived. Help you feel their emotions, as this catch is absolutely worthless at that point. At that point, if you make it that far back and you haven't caught it yet, I don't think there's a point in catching it. Watch as he gets tackled, he's going to fumble it. No? Okay. I think this should stop at 1, but in case if it doesn't, I'm going to stop it. And it didn't. I'm going to just take the field goal and win the game. Houston beats Cleveland. I'm fine with that. I don't know if that'll happen in real life. It very much could. Don't get me wrong. Now we're moving on to the NFC side, which is Cowboys and Panthers. Alright, now we have the Cowboys versus Packers. I said Panthers, but I meant Packers. That is completely my fault. I don't know why I said Panthers. They have the worst record in the NFL, which I think, I don't know whose has that pick now. They traded it away. But who has it? Who had the first pick last year? Does anyone know? Who had the first pick? I said, does anyone know? Like, you could answer right now, but I don't know. Comment down below if you know who had the first pick last season. Alright, Green Bay breaking some tackles. If the Cowboys' curse is forever going to last, I'd say I kinda want it to happen because it's just funny. So I'm not against Green Bay winning here. Like I've said before, I like an underdog story. And the Cowboys are always hyped up every year, and they never do that good in the playoffs, which is just annoying because everyone's like, Cowboys are the best team this season, and then they end up getting like the 3rd seed or something, and you're thinking, oh, well, maybe they were right, and then they lose in the playoffs, like in the 1st or 2nd round. And it's almost like Embiid, when he's in the playoffs, can't make it past the 2nd round. It's a reference only NBA viewers would know. Let's get a 1 point to get Green Bay the lead, or kick the ball over to the Cowboys. See what they got here on the return. This might not even be returned. It won't. Alright. Alright, now after the kickoff, we are here on the 25 with Dallas. I'm going to throw that in there. That's a tight window. Hit it perfectly, though. That's neat. That was a great throw. One Dak Prescott probably could throw, if I'm being honest. No, but I really do want the Cowboys to win this one. Not because I like them or want them to truly win. It is just for the streak to continue, where they lose to the 49ers every single time in the playoffs. It's got to happen. I mean, it's just too funny not to happen, because that was almost a very nice return. It was 66 yards, not 69. And there's the extra point tie game, 1st quarter. Now moving on to the 2nd, Green Bay will start. I still hate the fact that I said the Panthers. I don't know why I said the Panthers. I mean, they have the worst team in the NFL. Definitely not the 7th best on the NFC. Okay, 1st down. I don't know why I dragged out NFC. Oh no. I'm a bit confused on why I'm doing anything. Alright, Green Bay out to the sideline. 13-yard pickup. I'm fine with that. Green Bay probably want to take their time here. Tight window. Nice pass. Jordan Love has proven himself. If you look at the stat lines, his first I forget how many snaps it is, but his first so many starts, not snaps, starts, but in his first 15 starts or 16 starts or whatever it was, his stat lines are actually better than Aaron Rodgers were. Well, Aaron Rodgers has pretty much guaranteed himself a spot in the Hall of Fame. So, if Jordan Love continues on this path and gets a Super Bowl, he's guaranteed him a spot in the Hall of Fame. Which, of course, the Super Bowl being the hardest one to get out of that list there. Because he's already proven he's just as good as passing and reading the defense as Aaron Rodgers. The only difference is he as consistent, and can he take this team to a Super Bowl? Which also, I feel there are so many Super Bowls that are just forgotten. Like when the Ravens destroyed the 49ers in the previous Super Bowl they met in, where they had Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and Joe Flacco was the quarterback. I feel like no one talks about that. Probably because it wasn't that close. Probably because the Ravens absolutely destroyed the 49ers. It looked very similar to when the Ravens played the 49ers in the regular season this season. I mean, it was just not close whatsoever. I think the 49ers in that Super Bowl ended with like 13 points. And the Ravens ended with close to 40. It was just nowhere close. There's no point in that game where you thought 49ers have a chance. Nowhere in there did you think that, as the Cowboys almost got a long touchdown there. I do start with the football here, so it's not a big deal. And then we got the Lions and the Rams up next. Which, Rams, they're a solid team. They're just injury riddled and old. If they could get younger, which they're getting younger. They need a young quarterback to replace Matthew Stafford. He solidified himself there in Los Angeles with the Rams. So he'll probably stay there and retire there. You know what? I'm just realizing this. That's going to be the Matt Stafford game and the Jared Goff game. Battle of the QBs. Which trade was worth more? I think Matt Stafford was worth more in my opinion. He got you a Super Bowl, but I guess the Lions got a more long-term developmental kind of quarterback, which is what I'd call Jared Goff. He wasn't necessarily popping out as a star at the beginning. And honestly, no team really wanted him. Until the Lions, they wanted someone younger. They were in a rebuild stage, and the Rams were in a let's win now stage, as the running back just completely bobbled the pass. But the Rams got what they wanted and the Lions got what they wanted. Of course, what you think is more valuable, a Super Bowl now or a potential 2 Super Bowls later in the future. What you determine more valuable is up to you. I would say, to me, if I was at a chance of getting fired, I would go with the chance of a Super Bowl now and risk not getting a Super Bowl till quite a bit longer. Because if I can drag a not so good team to a Super Bowl and win just with a quarterback change, then I think I can prove that I'm worth staying there. Which, of course, don't get me wrong, Jared Goff did get them to the Super Bowl. He was, in my opinion, that season he was not necessarily Super Bowl caliber. I think if they had waited not waited, but if they were to get there now, that same team, at everyone's prime, I think they win that one. It's a very low scoring one. It was very defense oriented. The Patriots did win it. I hate that because I'm not a big Patriots fan. Wasn't paying attention to the sack coming out. I was waiting for that curl to come back and sack got there first. I probably should have just threw it to someone else. I'm going to throw it behind that receiver. Hopefully they can catch that. Alright, they do catch it. And stiff arm. Break a tackle and eventually get tackled after a 20-yard pickup. Alright, let's see what we got here. We got the flag is all I'm seeing that's really worth looking at. Maybe the running back. That's who I'm going to hit. I'm going to hit the running back. Alright, 12-yard pickup. I'm fine with that. If I were Green Bay here, I'd take my time. You pay attention to the time. It's very valuable here, and Aaron Jones is a good running back. So, if I were Green Bay, I'm happy relying on Aaron Jones to drain some time. I will happily do so. He's a good running back, and he's a team player. Man, these Green Bay receivers are so slow. That's all I'm getting from this. Green Bay, good team. Receivers, slow. Very, very slow. But they are sure-handed. I mean, they can catch. They're just slow. Not mentally, physically, they are slow. Like, I think I could walk faster than these receivers. Of course, it's just a video game, but they're that slow. Which, of course, I don't need a touchdown here. So I am 100% happy just running the football here. Touchdown. 100% would be nice, and it looks like I'm gonna get the touchdown. And there you go. Touchdown, no time left. Green Bay wins. Of course, it's going to make me kick the extra point, but I mean, Green Bay won anyway, so it doesn't matter. Next up, we got Lions versus Rams in Detroit. And there's the star ratings for anyone who cares. I haven't been saying that, but I'm sure if you cared, you'd look. Anyways, moving on. Lions versus Rams. Alright, now we got the Lions versus the Rams. This is in Detroit because they have the higher seed. Their ranking is higher. They're the number 3 and Rams are number 6. And let's go ahead and kick this off. I think this would go... I don't think this could go either way, really. I think the Lions have this one in the bag. The Rams will put up a fight 100%. It's the playoffs. But I think Lions have this one. think Jared Goff might be their QB of the future. I mean, if the Rams play like this, they might actually win this one. I mean, Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, I guess, could technically do that. Run for 60 yards. Very possible. Matt Stafford can get that in there. I don't know if he's injured. I don't know if any of them's injured, actually. Haven't looked at any other teams because, well, I'm not going to be truly keeping up with the playoffs this season because the Titans aren't in it. Unfortunate, but, I mean, I don't really keep up with it because the Titans are a good team. We just couldn't do anything in the playoffs. Lost first game of the playoffs every single time. But we didn't even make it this year. And every person that's done a mock draft that I see is almost always going a quarterback with Tennessee. I don't think that's what they're gonna do in the draft. If I were Tennessee, I would be fine with Will Levis for a little bit of time. I would prefer to get some more weapons around the quarterback because it is proven you don't need a Super Bowl caliber quarterback to make the Super Bowl. Of course, that could be the changing factor that wins you the Super Bowl, but I'm talking about making it. Not winning it, making it. So, we don't necessarily need a quarterback at the moment. I mean, we do need a quarterback, don't get me wrong. Will Levis is 100% not the quarterback of the future. But, I mean, for right now, he's fine. He's proven that with the right weapons and with a good O-line, he can win games. And so, if he can win games with what he has now, which is not that good, O-line took a huge step back, in my opinion. So, if we could get him a better O-line, probably some receivers, a better defense, just overall make the team younger, in my opinion. Of course, I'm going to say that almost every time. I'm not going to say it anymore, but everything is in my opinion. Doesn't mean everyone's going to agree with me. But I think we just strengthen the positions that are weakest, which quarterback is not one of them. I think a few places on defense are needed. Probably receivers, a tight end's needed. We desperately need a tight end. We've got the backup running back. We got Derrick Henry's replacement pretty much with Spears. And Spears has proven to be a very good running back. And Derrick Henry has proven that he is not the same him after injury. I mean, if you watched any of his games, you were almost guaranteed someone getting absolutely thrown, and now you're not even guaranteed that he'll break a tackle or get a positive rushing yard. I mean, that injury really screwed over him. But that's what injuries are. They screw over your entire career. There are plenty of people that have completely had to end their career because of an injury. And there's nothing you can really do about it. I mean, hopefully that was just a recovery year, and he'll be better this year, or after he'll be better the next year. So there's not really much else I can say about that. As the Rams score another touchdown with not much time left, actually. I wasn't paying attention to the time. I probably should have. I could have made sure Detroit wouldn't have enough time to answer. Now they could get maybe a field goal in, which isn't the end, but it'd be better if they didn't. Alright, this is a touchback. If we get another 60-yard catch like that, and alright, well, tight end could get open here. I'm just looking for deep running routes. And that's a perfect pass. In field goal range. Already. So nice. We're going to take the field goal. I don't think there's a point in risking it for a touchdown when the field goal is pretty much guaranteed. That's going to be right down the middle. Who would I say? Of course, it's probably not exactly, but what do I care? Detroit does start with the football, so that field goal is very much necessary for them. That could be what wins them the game, or puts them in a position to win the game, at least, I should say. No, but I'll say it again. If you made it this far or have skipped to this point, might as well hit that like button and that subscribe button and hitting the little bell so you know when and what I upload. But I'm sorry for anyone that has watched this entirely and has heard that twice now. I'm just saying it for the people who skip around. Hopefully they will just stumble upon my plead for their subscription and maybe they will subscribe. I don't know if anyone will understand that, but if you tried to get your own YouTube channel started, you know, if they hear you say it, they're more likely to do it. That's just how it is. Like, when I didn't say like and subscribe in the middle of the video, I was barely getting any subscribers, and I did that, and I got like 5 like within 2 days, which doesn't seem like much, but for a small channel like me, that's quite a bit. That's 1/6 of my channel in subscriber count, at least. Well, at least when I'm making this video it is, because I only got 30 right now. Detroit on the board. Rams now have a chance to answer. Let's see what they answer with. Can Detroit hold them to a field goal, or can they force a turnover, in which would pretty much win them the game if they just got a touchdown after a turnover? So if I were the Rams, I would not turn it over. Maybe I'll run this quite a bit. Maybe I try and drain some time. Doesn't seem like a terrible tactic to me. It's worked before in the past. Why wouldn't it work now? Or maybe I'll just take it all the way. Maybe I'll just do that. This this running back is so slow. I mean, he's breaking tackles, so I guess I can't be too mad. But he is slow. Drained the entirety of the third quarter for like 40 yards. I'll run it again. Nice. More broken tackles. Wow, 4 yards. If I can just do that every time, I think I could get rid of the fourth quarter completely from Detroit, which is what I'm going for. I want to drain time so Detroit can't answer, which I've done 2 runs and almost took an entire minute out, so very possible that this idea will work. Oh crap, I got stopped behind the line of scrimmage, or on the line of scrimmage I should say. I'm gonna run it again, but only because if I dive there I get it. Risky, but I knew I could get it. If they say that I didn't, I'm gonna be a little bit mad because that's an obvious place. And I got that. 2 yards there. Nice. I'm gonna run it again. Is it me, or is he just super slow and he's getting slower? 2 yards again. Alright, not running this one. I'm gonna try and hit a receiver. Of course, don't want to hit a defender. That kind of defeats the purpose of a pass and what you're trying to do if you throw it to the other team. Alright, I'm gonna get one more run in, try and drain some more time. 2 yards again. Okay, gotta call a timeout. That gives me about 2 plays, 3 at most, to get into the end zone, which I think is possible. And the running back's actually going to do it, just not by running it, by catching it. Interesting. That'll do it. Detroit should win this one. Rams should win this one unless Detroit gets a touchdown in 12 seconds, which either means a kick return touchdown or a one play touchdown, which I doubt either of those things is going to happen. And it looks like nothing's happening. I need to get to the 25. You know what? I'm going to dive down, give them 1 second. That'll give them one play from the 20. So it'll have to be an 80-yard play. Not impossible, but very unlikely. It's going to have to be the tight end to take it. And I can't even get past 1. Okay, well, there you go. Rams beat Detroit. And now we got the last game, which is Buccaneers and Eagles. There's the star ratings and all that. And now on to the next game. Alright, now we got Tampa Bay and Philly. In Tampa, it is raining, so at least it's not snowing. I'm tired of seeing snow in Florida. In this game, of course, is what I mean. If you've watched any of the previous Retro Bowl prediction game, Retro Bowl predicts videos, you'd know it happens quite a bit for me. I don't know why, but it seems there is something special about Florida and snow. Like, I can barely get it with any other team, but if you're in Florida, it's almost guaranteed that it's going to be a snow game. Almost, I say. And this is kind of a proving point because it's in Tampa and not snowing, which, if you didn't know, Tampa's in Florida. Surprise, you learned something Or maybe you didn't. Maybe you knew that already. Comeback route. Thank you. Got tackled straight away anyways. It doesn't really matter. Tampa Bay kind of driving very slowly, but they are driving. Okay. Tight end. Wide open. Just break one tackle and this should... One more. There you go. Now it's a touchdown. I wasn't even going to try and juke with the tight end. Tight ends are clunky old dudes. If they're not breaking tackles, they're not good. That's my opinion on tight ends. Alright, there we go. Easy peasy. Also, just if you've made it this far, comment down below, who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? I think it's either going to be Ravens or 49ers. That's just my take on it. I mean, the Steelers could... Oh, I didn't even see that guy down there at the bottom of the screen. No, but I think the Ravens actually could lose, though, if the Steelers were to meet them. They seem to be the only team that's actually been able to beat them here recently. So, I don't know. Who do you want to win more? Bills or Steelers? Bills look scarier because they got more targets and weapons, but Steelers have beat you already. So, as a Raven fan, who are you more scared of? I don't know who I'd be more scared of. Probably not the Bills. The Bills just seem to get lucky for some reason. Alright, there we go. Receiver there. This should be... I was going to say for at least 20, but... No. Okay, come back. This one's good for at least 15. I gotta make it 15. No! I need to stick to my word. I needed 15 there. Shall you get open there, receiver? Or shall I throw the flag? I'm gonna throw the flag. Snatch, snatch. Touchdown, 20. Haha. Let's go, baby. I don't know why I'm celebrating that. I didn't call it. This is gonna be right down the middle. I didn't get it down the middle. Tampa now with a chance. Let's see what Tampa can do. This is a touchback. Let's see here. I'm looking for this route up here at the top. If I have enough time, I'm just going to launch it to him. Or not. I'm going to throw it behind him. Caught it anyways. Either way, I hit the same person. So does it really matter? I'm going to hit this comeback route. Ooh, right at the top of the route. I threw it. Ooh, breaking tackle spot. How did he get me? He was on the ground. That ain't fair. Alright, I'm looking for this guy. If not, I'm looking at the top as well. Actually, I'm going to throw it to the top because there's 2 receivers, 1 defender. Seemed like a Tampa Bay advantage up there. Well, it was. There was a Tampa advantage with 2 receivers, 1 defender, and the defender was farther up the field and the other defender was a little too far back. So I think I'm going to give this 1, maybe 2 more tries before I kick a field goal there. Hopefully this doesn't backfire into my face and allow me not to get a touchdown. No, I get the touchdown. Okay. Almost did. 4 seconds. Straight up the middle. Fly, bally, fly. Alright, well, Tampa's 14-7 lead. Philly has one play. So if this is... Okay, this is it. If I return this for a touchdown... Yeah, that's pretty much it. If I return it for a touchdown, then they tie, but they do get the kickoff at half anyway, so not a big deal. Not at all. Is this one returnable? Or yeah, it's returnable. If I can get decent blocking, I could get a good return out of this. And no, I can't even get one person to block for more than 2 seconds. Run the football, Philly. Run it. Oh, well. I don't know why I didn't move. I was clicking the button. Also, I don't really watch these videos myself. Once they're uploaded, they're out of my mind. I do not look at them again because I hate watching myself on video or hearing myself. I hear plenty of people say that, and I agree with them. It is the weirdest thing ever. It doesn't seem right. So, I don't watch these after the fact, so I don't know if you can hear me clicking the buttons. I had to yawn in the middle of my sentence. No, but I don't know if you can hear me clicking the buttons. You probably can most of the time because I click aggressively. Very, very aggressive. With the button pushing. It's almost... I don't know what I was getting at there. I don't know why I said almost. There's nothing to add to that, but... There you go, right up the middle. Let's get to the sideline. Almost 20 yards. Almost. I wonder... Alright, I'm gonna probably... I don't know who to go here. I didn't look at the routes. Okay, well... I had no clue who was running what route, so I got lucky there. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Oh, I couldn't move. It would not let me move. Philly draining the entirety of the third quarter here. Just for a wide open touchdown. Tampa, you are dumb when it comes to defense, man. Could have at least had someone on the tight end. Oh no, that just seems stupid to me. Alright, let's see what Tampa can do. I got the entirety of the fourth quarter with them. So, I think Tampa, if they just drain time and play exactly how they have been, this will be easy touchdown, win the game kind of deal. Well, their tight end is definitely wanting that touchdown. He said, your defense let the tight end wide open, so I want that situation. He's going to go back to that catches. Oh, well, I got 10-yard pickup. Wouldn't let me move. But 10 yards isn't terrible. And he is so slow. I don't know if I threw that far enough behind. I did. Stop in my tracks. I was trying to get him to dive in front of me. I've always wanted to do that. I can't ever do it though. Tight end, open, catch, broken one tackle, and then tackled eventually after just a 5-yard gain. Nice. I'm gonna hand it off here. Go up the middle. Almost a good read by me. I found the hole. Titan, where are you going? Alright, nice catch and nice broken tackle. 12-yard gain, nice. I'm just trying to drain some time is all I'm doing. Of course, I don't need a touchdown here, so I can drain as much as I need. I just need a field goal to win this, so I'm not going to get greedy and go, I need a touchdown or nothing. I'm just going to drain time. And do I try and drain more time? I'm thinking, yeah, I'm gonna drain some more time. I think I can do that. And get a touchdown. Okay, well, I was about to say maybe I messed up, but I got the touchdown, so it doesn't matter. I'm gonna go for 2 points just so I can toss it up to the tight end and him moss everybody. Or don't. I'm fine with that. Just get it over with, Philly. You ain't got no time. If this isn't in the end zone, it's game over. It's in the end zone. Maybe me goofing around and going for 2 could be what loses Tampa the game. Of course, I need this receiver to take it 75 yards, but not impossible. Well, overthrew him anyways, so he was open, could have done it. Overthrew him. Well, there's your final score, and that'll do it for this one. But anyways, if you've enjoyed the video, hit that like button, that subscribe button, hit that little bell so you know when and what I upload. But that'll do it for this one. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.